Hello everybody, how are you? Just thought I'd explain, you haven't missed anything. I haven't posted for a few weeks. I had lots of things going on and I needed to sort things out. Just nonsense that was just nonsense, which is all sorted now. I've changed jobs. I am currently sitting on the Swedish-Norway border, just waiting for confirmation of a load out of Oslo, or not, as the case may be. I delivered here last night, and there's a load, well, the confirmation of a load in Oslo, or I have a load further south, but I don't want to go anywhere. You can guarantee I'll go the wrong direction. So as soon as we know about this one, then I can move. Yeah, I have like 300 layers on and big socks. So yeah, it's very cold. -6 last night. No snow yet. Just cold. But we do go everywhere. So it's knowing my luck, I'll end up going like -6 to +26 in one trip, knowing me. Yeah, everything is good. It's just I needed that break, and I needed to reassess how I did this, the social media, because whilst everything, the video might be only short to you, but by the time I've videoed it and then edited it so that it makes sense for somebody looking in, I mean, it all makes sense to me when I'm going along, but I need to edit it so it makes sense to you. So if I'm not careful, it's like working, driving, and then YouTube, and I don't get any time to do anything else. Not that I do much else, because I'm not really a social butterfly, but you know, just having that break from doing what I do. So yeah, I just needed to reassess. So the videos may be shorter for a little while until I decide how things want to be. And the thing is that I don't just post content just for content. I try and post so it's something that's interesting for you, or something that will help other people, or you know, something like that. I'm not just posting it just for the sake of people watching it, if that makes sense to you. I tried to make it so there's a reason for it, or something that you haven't seen, or a bit of scenery that people say in America might not go, or even people that live in a tower block in the centre of London may not ever get to see this. That's why I try and that's what I try and post, because some of the things that we see doing the job, which it is only a job, but we get to see it, and you just think it's a shame that other people in the world don't get to see it. You might be in a small one-person flat in Tokyo, for all I know, and you may never ever get to get out of that. But at least I can give you a picture of the world that is or of my world that I see it. So anyway, I'm waffling, and I will catch up with you next time. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Hello and welcome back. We are in Denmark, and we're heading up for the ferry that goes up to Sweden at Helsingør. The ferry that we're taking goes from Helsingør in Denmark to Helsingborg in Sweden. Now there is a bridge now at Malmö, but it's very expensive, so that's why we still use the ferry. Well, it's Monday morning, and getting around Copenhagen is like getting around any big city, but as you go around, sort of following the ring road, if you like, you'll pick up the E47 to Helsingør, and that's what you're following, E47, and just keep following that, and you'll be you know, you'll be turning off and taking slip roads and things, but follow the sign for Helsingør. The ferry is practically in the town, so if you can see from that sign, you are still following the E47 when you come into town, and it's just a case of I mean, you will pick up the signs for the ferry even, but it's practically in town, and like this you'll find another lorry that's going in the same direction. So as you can see, there's loads of roundabouts, and literally you're just following that E47, and I think it says, I mean, it does say E47 and then there's a little picture of a ferry, but you just keep going over all the roundabouts and through the traffic lights and that sort of thing. You're heading towards Central, and then you'll see in a minute we turn right towards the water. If you see, you'll see in a minute. Now I've cut a bit of the road, this road in out of the video because it's all the same basically. You're just following the road, and then you'll see there on the sign, you'll see it says E47. Now the E47, as I've mentioned before, the E number is a European road number, so no matter what country you're in, you follow that, you'll be following that number. So we want to turn right here because the E47, see above your head, we turn right here towards the port and the E47, and the E47 will then continue up into Sweden once we get off the ferry. It's the same road number, it's the European road number. As I mentioned before, I do know somebody that took it up with Michelin maps because they got it, they said they'd got the wrong road number because they got their E numbers and their national of the country they were in numbers mixed up and got themselves in the right kerfuddle. I didn't like to say that at the time. I have mentioned this before, but I thought, oh, was what I thought. Not to worry. Anyway, you keep following that E47. And as you can see, by the way, when you come off the ferry, you're coming out the same way. So these lorries have come off the ferry that we're going to go down to get on. I think there's a ferry every 20 minutes or something like that, every half an hour. So they're coming off and we're going to go and get on. So, but like I said, you come out the same way. I've done this ferry a couple of times recently, though I haven't really recorded it, so I've got an idea what I'm doing. And the first time I came, there was a young fella on the boat that gave me a bit of advice, so that was helpful. So I'm just sort of passing that advice on. So when you come down to the roundabout, and you'll see you want to go straight on. So just if you get wet, you know you've gone the wrong direction. Anyway, there is actually, the ferry is still in, so we can get along, and where that trailer is in front of us, that's where we're going. So we'll go into the other booth. So how this works is, when you book on to come out of Germany into Denmark, I booked on at Puttgarden, but instead of telling them I was just going into Denmark, I'm going to Rodby, I tell them I'm going to Helsingborg, which is in Sweden. So when you get to Helsingør here, then you use the same ticket and the same booking reference, because that's a dual ticket from Puttgarden to Rodby, and from Helsingør to Helsingborg, that's a tongue twister, it's the same ticket. And if you what you do is you scan the barcode. Now if you have a problem with the barcode, you just punch, it comes up on the screen, add your reference, your shipping reference, or scan the barcode. So if you lose your ticket or it's damaged and it won't scan, just put in your booking reference number, and that will do exactly the same thing. So once you've put your number in, whether you've scanned it or whether you've put it on the screen, it'll turn out at the bottom this QR code, and it's got all the details, same details on it. But what you have to do, if you can see those traffic lights up on the right, you head towards that, we'll see in a minute, and there's another scan machine that you have to scan when you get up there. Now you may have come into Denmark, didn't know you were going to Sweden, so you need to book it in here. So that's this building here. There's no, you just park and walk over to this building. There's no booth or anything. Now obviously I'm right-hand drive, so I have to keep jumping across, so if we're quick enough we might catch this ferry here, but they're every 20 minutes or so. So what you have to do is, the machine on the left here is, you just have to scan that QR code, and then this barrier should open, hopefully. And when you scan your QR code, it does tell you on the screen, there you go, yay, it does tell you on the screen which lane to be on. It's not on the ticket, it's on the screen, so just keep an eye on it when you scan it. Let's see if he's going to let us on. We'll either be the last one on this one, or the first one on the next one. But the trouble is, if you race down the lines, then they're going to say, don't start racing down the lines. So we're not, we're just in a bit of a hurry. I'll go that way. Thank you very much. Now it is quite a relaxed ferry, but every opportunity to have a wee, so I'm going to nip upstairs and have a wee and get a quick cup of coffee. By the time you've done that, it's time to come back down and go again. It's, like I said, it's 20 minutes, that's all it is. Now the other week when I did this same crossing, I was the first one on the boat, so I'm going to put it in here, that bit of film, because I suddenly thought, I should record this because people can see what's going on. So I'm going to put that in here. It's not the same crossing if it gets you confused. This is one I did, this is one I made earlier, as they used to say on Blue Peter, but it just, if you know, you know, but it just, yeah, this is a video I took, this next bit of getting off, but I was in front, I was literally on the, you'll see, I was literally on the front, so it shows you what goes on when we're coming into dock at the other side at Helsingborg, and I just thought you might find that bit interesting rather than watching the back of a trailer. Okay. I should have recorded the getting on and everything, but I'll do that later in another video because I will be back. But I just thought they've let us down to the lorries and I'm right at the front. I think the lorry by the side of me will have to go first, looking at the dock. But I just thought you might find it interesting. There's a big boom in front of us thing that it's like a hydraulic boom that won't let you go forward. That's it, that's as far as you go. I don't know how that moves, we'll see. Let's just see what happens. See, there's the boom thing, look. It's on hydraulics. Oh, very clever. I mean, it's not like a normal ferry where it's just the link span comes up or whatever. Not the link span, but you know what I mean. The ramp comes up. It's just that bit of a boom that goes down. Then I'm guessing they just lift us up or push that down or level us out anyway, because can't jump my lorry over there. So there we go, all flat. That's cool, isn't it? So the fella next to me, I said, I'm going to follow you because I don't know where I'm going. This is my first time to Sweden. He said, very simple, lady, very simple, very easy, just follow me. So that's what we're going to do. I do think we are a little bit heavier than he is. Seems to be racing along, but yeah, just keep an eye on him. But it all looks like any port, I guess. It all looks pretty simple. Follow the signs above your head. Well, there we go. All customs paperwork obviously has already been done. There's nothing to do. I mean, they might stop for an inspection, but there really isn't anything to do. It's just a case of getting off and going to where we want to go. And off we go. That'll be the exit. Now that over there, that's the lines for getting back on, but it's a bit of a parking area as well. And the lad that was on the whole boat, he was telling me, he said, if you need to get off this and park, he said, just go around the roundabout, do a U park in there. He said it's pretty relaxed. especially at this time of year, obviously not so many people going on holiday and that. He said, but they'll let you park there to finish your break or whatever. If you need to park, just go in there, which is quite handy, isn't it? So there you go. I mean, I should have probably put on what it was like upstairs and all that, but I didn't think. It's so quick. It's in so much of a rush that I didn't think. They've got a little tiny shop. They've got somewhere to sit and have a cup of tea. They do like sandwiches and things, and they've got toilets and that. So I mean, all I did was go up. It's 20 minutes the crossing. Go up, have a wait, go and get a cup of coffee, and by the time you've done that, it's time to go back to the lorries again. So it's pretty simple, clean, tidy, but pretty simple. Anyway, I hope that's helped somebody. They might just be a bit worried about coming on it if they've never been on it before. I'm going to make my way up to Stockholm. I've got 6 deliveries around that sort of area, and I will catch up with you next time. Take care, everybody.